Well, good morning, folks. It's Sunday morning, 10 o'clock, beautiful sunny day, so I'm sure there'll be lots of bikes out there. I just thought I'd post a little update if anybody's interested. I don't want to be too boring about this bike, but just sharing a few little things, So I've got the carbs off the bike and the rocker cover off to get the valves done, as I mentioned in my previous video. And if you look at these carbs, you can see these crosshead screws are, pretty manky, some of them. Obviously, they're 29 years old, Now, I know they can't be seen once the bike's back together, but I think for future maintenance and just riding along thinking, well, you're not sitting on a load of manky crosshead screws. I'm sure some people disagree and say, well, what does it matter? Well, yeah, I don't know. It's just good to get them off, and then if you ever do need to work on the carb in 5 years' time, it'll be a lot easier with stainless Allen bolts. So this shot here shows the old ones at the top there, and the slightly blurry and the stainless Allen bolt. So basically what I've done is, since the carbs are off, I've gone around them entirely. In my previous video I also showed a picture of with the float bowl off, and they're really, really clean. So they're the float bowls now, with all the screws replaced with Allen bolts, stainless ones. If anybody's interested, they're actually M4 and they are 8mm long. So that's the actual float bowls. So if I ever do need to take the float bowls off in future, I know that I can do it dead easy. So I've just put several shots here of different sort of screws that are done. They do look better, don't they? Even the bracket that holds them all together. Look, I think they're M5. I've done that as well. Now, on previous refurbishments I've done on bikes, to a really, really high standard, I used to zinc plate my own bits, so I would have normally done that bracket and the carburetor lids as well, but my garage is now actually a recording studio, and I just don't do the galvanising. I would normally have done that bracket as well there, look. So I can't quite take it as far as I'd like to. With these carb rebuilds, you're better off, if you can, not taking the carbs off the bracket. You're better off leaving them attached to each other. They've got seals in between them. They've got like felt seals often on the butterfly valves. And if you start splitting them, it can be a very, very tricky job in my experience. So I've left them together, given them a good clean. And as you can see, it's an improvement. I mean, it's never going to be, show standard, but there's nothing like a bank of carbs. I know fuel injectors are, they're clever and that, but I just love it. I mean, look at that. I did toy with the idea of trying to replace the balancing screws, but they have like a little dimply thing on the end and a spring, so I can live with that, knowing that in the future, if I ever do need to take the tops off the carbs, as you see in this next picture. As I say, I've just put new diaphragms in anyway, from the carb kits. And as I said in my previous video, I've not used any of the needles, any of the jets, none of it. The kits weren't right. I bought those separately. They were completely and utterly wrong, so they'll be going back. But I have used the carb slides with the original Mikuni needles. And as people have put in comments on the previous video, a lot of these rebuild kits are not that reliable. So you're better off really cleaning the jets, with the cocktail stick, nothing metal. On these carbs, I didn't need to do it. So if you look at the tops there, again, the middle carbs on this bank of carbs are galvanised, and the outer two that are visible from either side of the bike are chromed. That's the very clever Japanese for you. No unnecessary chroming on the middle bit. But as you can see, there's a bit of attrition on them. That's not dirt, it's actual galvanising coming off. But again, I can live with that. So there it is. I mean, you can see the throttle position sensor on the right. I've not touched that at all. Again, it's not advisable to muck about with that and take it off, for what purpose really? Now, none of this carb stuff would have been possible without a tip from Paul Messenger, as I mentioned in a previous video. If you look at those, you'll think, oh yeah, crosshead screwdrivers, Phillips. No, they're not. And as I mentioned in my previous video, they are Japanese industry standard, JIS crossheads, and they are, without a shadow of a doubt, the correct screwdrivers for every crosshead on the bike. As I said before, I was chewing them up a bit. The first two I tried using the Phillips. So if you're going to do anything, get Japanese industry standard. Now this is an indicator. I bought 4 of these off eBay for about £8. They're not LED. So the bike had got these ridiculous chrome bullet, indicators that somebody had put on it, and it looked really silly. So, in my opinion, I bought these. Now, bad move, because they're not LED. They've got 3-watt bulbs in them. They're quite bright. But the result was that, when the indicators turned on, there's only 6 watts going through 2 indicators, and it really needs to be 42 watts. There's normally an indicator bulb is 21 watts. So that's 84 watts total. We only got 12. So the result was they flashed like crazy. I tried a variable resistor which didn't work at all because they're not LEDs. So these 3-watt bulbs, I couldn't put 21 watts in because the indicators weren't physically big enough. And I didn't like the fact they were very close to the rear number plate, to the number plate at the back of the bike. So I bought these off eBay. They are in fact indicators specific for this bike. With 21 watt bulbs. It passed its MOT, and it was an advisory to say the indicators were flashing too quickly. Probably, I reckon, instead of twice a second, it was probably 3, maybe getting on for 4 times a second, pretty fast. And I didn't like it. So I've put these on. I got them for £12 for the entire set, which I thought was great. They've got 21 watt bulbs in them. They fit perfectly. The bullet connectors fit perfectly. So if you're going to buy cheapo indicators, either get LEDs or get ones with 21 watt bulbs in. Don't get one that's neither a mickle nor a muckle, as they say, like the ones I got with 3-watt bulbs, because you're not physically get a 21 watt fishtail type bulb in there, and they'll just flash like mad. I tried inline resistors, they didn't work. So just be wary if you're going to do that. Either buy full LED or just get your 21 watts. And I prefer the fact that they stick out further. They're more visible, especially at the rear. So they are the correct ones for the bike. I'm really pleased with them, actually. I mean, it's a bargain price, really. If you look at the back end of the bike here in this next photo, you'll see that's how they should be. I mean, previously they were just about touching the number plate either side, so they look a bit more sticky out than because of this photo and the angle and that, but they're not sort of sticking out like really far out. They're just it's just a photo. So, and then finally the valves. So I was going to do the valves myself, so I checked what the spec is. Inlet 11 to 15 thousandths mil, 0.11 to 0.15, and exhaust 21 to 25. So that was when I was going to do the valve clearances myself, until I discovered that the tool I bought, the special tool, didn't work at all. And as I said in my previous video, I kind of, bottled it. I just thought, I just don't want to do it. I haven't got the stuff to do it. I've done loads of shims in the past. So there's the clearances. Now, if you look at it, 11 to 15 on the inlet. So 2 of them, the 2 middle ones, cylinders 2 and 3, are definitely way out, and 1 and 4 are a bit borderline, 11 to 15. So ideally what I'd like to do is get all of the valves done. The exhaust clearances, 22 to 25, well, cylinder 1, 28, that's quite a lot. And the others are either out of spec or borderline, so I want the whole lot doing. So it's going in on the 30th of September to somebody that will do proper motor cycle engineer. So there it is. I've got the cam box cover off, and I've wrapped polythene around it, because Sod's Law says when I put it on the back of my pickup truck, there'll be something like a very big B goes down the cam chain, or a piece of grit from a lorry or something. So you just don't know, do you? Or me dropping something down it. So I've put that on, and I'll be taking it on the 30th. So that's it, just a little update, and I hope people find it useful, especially with those JIS screwdrivers. Honestly, get some if you've got a Japanese bike. Fantastic things. And if you're out on your bikes today on this sunny day, take care, and I'll post again soon. Bye for now.